This is Alexander Murcia. He is a physiologist. And take it away, Lee.
So, hey everybody, my name is Alexander Murcia. I'm an exercise physiologist. I'm also a pain-free movement specialist, certified posture, and pain management specialist. Um, I'm here today to talk about chronic pain and specifically anything related to DDD. So, I'll have you start the questions.
Oh, yes, my questions. Okay, so first, what is your opinion about women healing their degenerative disc? Is it possible?
So, I have a few opinions on this matter here. And number one, I do think that it's important for women to have good health, take care of their health. Also, I also believe that it's good to have proper education when it comes to taking care of their health, including healing themselves if they're suffering from chronic pain, including DDD. Now, a lot of professionals want to kind of throw around a band-aid solution, a cookie cutter solution. Just do these few exercises here and there, and just be as consistent as you can. As we know, based on the statistics of physical therapy, it just doesn't work like that. There is no, everybody's body is different. There is no cookie cutter solution to it. One cookie cutter solution I would say that works is exercise. Everybody needs exercise, but we can actually modify the exercise for every individual person. And exercise related to back pain is possible to cure and help reduce the inflammation of your back so that you're actually functioning better, you're feeling better. So, yes, it's possible to take care of this issue. And some of the things that we want to focus on when it comes to this, and everybody listening, if you have breathing techniques, it helps strengthen your core, helps your mobilization, core strength as well, because your diaphragm is related to your core strength. The other one is, of course, the cookie cutter for exercise, and as well is any technique related to correcting posture and body mechanics when it comes to things that you're doing at home, picking things up, picking up your child, doing proper education, make sure that you don't pull anything, you don't do anything in bad form throughout the day. So yes, it is possible to heal your back pain if it is DDD or any other type of back pain. But three of the most important things is core, breathing techniques, and having the right exercise program.
Okay, I like that. All right, next question. When clients tell you that their back hurts when they wake up, what do you say?
So this is a sensitive topic because when it depends on if the person has been having their pain for weeks, months, years. I have to be mindful because other professionals want to brush off back pain. I don't want to do that. I want to listen to them. I want to understand their complaints in the beginning because some people don't get help unless they badger their professional over and over again to finally feel like it's something that they need to address. So back pain is common and often debilitating experience. So as a professional, I want to understand, do they have sore back pain, stiff, or maybe spasming in their back? It all depends on their posture and what they're doing in their lifestyle. And debilitating as it is, I want to make sure that their physician is involved, whether they like their advice or not.
Mm-hmm.
They have to make sure that their physician is involved because there is the chance that these things need to be addressed because if they have kidney disease, if they have kidney stones, if they have something more biological going on, that could have back pain. So we just want to make sure we rule everything out so that we know if it is something more postural, muscle related, habit related. We want to make sure that we can address it properly. So when people wake up with back pain, it can be due to sleeping bad, sleeping habits. What are you doing, for example, kind of like what are you doing before you go to bed? Do you have a ritual? Do you have a routine before you go to bed? These are things that we do have to make sure of.
Okay. Yeah, I talk about that too a lot in my content. You need a routine, right? So next question, if someone says they have back pain at work, like if they're standing or sitting, what do you say about that? Like what
So
should they
if
do?
the pain is exclusive to the workplace, the one thing I want to understand is that the one thing I do want to understand is normally the first step is to find a way to take some time off of work. Just because I don't want it to get worse. I don't want the pain to be excruciating or get worse because if it is related to the workplace. Now, if they take time off of work, pain didn't subside, it might be correlated to work and lifestyle habits. Or it just could be something other biological that's going on with you. But if we can kind of rule that out, we'll be okay. Some of the things that we need to address is we need to have a strategy when it comes to workplace environment and activities related to it. So some things that can happen to negative wear and tear issues to your spine could be bad posture in the workplace. So just make sure that when you're at, if you're kind of doing a sitting desk, for example, just make sure that you are using an armrest, a mouse. It can help reduce stress in your spine as well. Taking regular breaks, sitting, stretching before work. Some people just work the whole 8 hours, even in chronic pain, and they just kind of get worse and they're slouching because they're trying to stretch the spine by having a slouched posture to try to make it better. Standing desk would be really good for someone that's kind of sitting and working, if there's like a secretary or any type of desk bound professional. Also, one other thing too is if you're sitting down, you could actually use a yoga ball instead of a chair. Just because you can do the bouncing motion, you can do kind of micro shiftings. As long as you're not staying sitting down in one position, you're actually shifting back and forth. That can really help lightly kind of move the body, kind of not keep it stationary.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes total sense. Because I know that happened to me when I was like standing at work in one of my jobs, and it really put a lot of strain and pressure on my back. You know, you have to keep moving and you have to not
Yeah.
just stay so stationary. So thank you for that one. Okay, next question. I've heard ladies say that they can't move because the pain is so bad. So how can they regain their mobility?
So since back pain is a very sensitive topic, and it's has a large portion of the economy that deals with it, at least at some point in their lifestyle or chronically. Besides exercise and food, one important step is the brain, because there is something called fear avoidance mobilization. And the issue with it is when someone has pain that is so bad, sometimes certain movements, they are scared of the movement. It can trigger pain to be even worse just because of the fear, the scare, the fight or flight instinct kind of activates. Because if bending down, picking something up, if I tell a client, okay, let's kind of squat down, pick up a weight, pick it up, they will completely kind of freeze in fear. Oh no, that the moment I do that, I'm messed up for a few days.
Mhm.
So if when they have that fear, they have that avoidance, we try to find solutions to work around it and make sure that they are able to do what they need to do. Train the brain and body connection. That's one of the things to reduce fear, movement of fear. A lot of times people have certain movements that they will never do because they're just completely scared.
Mhm.
For example, if bending to pick up something scares the person, even if they just try to do it and they're kind of scared, a unique way is maybe practicing by raising the object that they're trying to bend over and grab to a higher, kind of higher
Level.
level, kind of higher height or level. So that way, maybe they're bending down a few degrees, not all the way down. And then we just kind of work our way down until we kind of notice it's okay to bend down. You're not going to trigger your pain if you do it proper form.
Okay, that's like I said before, you know, you place something on a bed and then the couch and then a stool and then slowly down to the floor so that you can work your way to the floor.
Mhm.
Okay, I like that. Next question. How can moms maintain flexibility after they finish they're prescribed physical therapy when it's all over?
There are two aspects to that. And the issue with it is that if the person finished physical therapy and they still have chronic pain, that is something that we need to address that's different. So first I'm going to go over if you have physical therapy, did stretching, did flexibility, it worked for you and you did reduce your pain and you're back to being functional as best as you're able to. Some of the things that we need to look for is either maybe you can enroll in a yoga program in your town or your facility. The other issue is you can you can Google some stretches, or you can do the stretches that were provided by your physical therapist, and you can just add to it. For example, if the physical therapist has an exercise related to torso rotation, rotating your torso to one side or the other, pulling your knees to your chest, you can find that exercise, Google it, find exercises related to that muscle, that stretch, so you can just add a few to it to make it more of a good program if it's more of a free, simple option. So I would say two of the things is make sure you join a yoga program, because yoga has the ability for breathing techniques, flexibility, and most of all, it's the atmosphere. You're going to be around other people that are trying to increase their flexibility as well. And what we know is that when you have other people that have similar aspects to yourself that you want to fix, it really helps you motivate you more because you have someone else that you're working with.
Yeah.
As they always say, even with fitness, if you have a partner that you're working out with, you work harder.
Yeah, the support is always good. Okay, thank you for that one. And let's see, we have, what are your top 3 stretches for DDD, lower back pain? Can you demonstrate?
So there are 2 exercises. One is if you lay on your side. So for example, if you see the wall here, if this was the floor, if this is the floor, my shoulder would be on the floor here. I would have my arms out here, and I would just open up and rotate to the side, but I would make sure that my legs are together, kind of like a clamshell exercise. If you notice people that do a clamshell exercise and they kind of open up. So if your legs were a 90-degree angle, just like this, if your legs were on the floor, like my feet are right here, legs at a 90-degree angle, my body is straight, I have my arms out, and I rotate out. A lot of people do a mistake with this exercise where they force the arm to touch the other side of the floor. One thing that's too much stress on the spine, the goal is to rotate until you feel light tension. You might be 2-3 inches off the ground, that's okay. Do the breathing exercises, the arm will slowly go lower and lower and lower. Whether you touch the floor or not, that's okay. The goal is every time you do it, you try to practice go a little lower.
You mean like if let's say this is my couch, right? I don't know. Like this is my couch, and let's say I'm like laying on the couch, and then this is where the floor is. So
Yes.
I would like extend this way.
Yes, you would extend this way. So for example, if the way it can work is that when you're extending that way, you would just go out, and if my body's on the floor, my other arm kind of like a cross, like I'm going to a cross, like my body should be like this on the floor.
Okay.
When I come back out, and a little bit twisted out. It's just a lot of people kind of force the other arm as they're opening up like a book to force it to go to the other side of the wall. And that just puts a lot of stress on the shoulder. Because if we're trying to fix your low back discomfort, we don't want to stretch out the shoulder and now have another issue.
Okay.
The other thing that can be worked on as well would be the couch stretch. So usually what we know when it comes to this, so let me see here. So when it comes to it is the couch stretch, and it's just a simple hip flexor stretch. Everybody should know a hip flexor stretch if you do have DDD and you tried to do this stretch, which is just you're in a lunge position and one of the legs may be caught on a chair or on a couch. Make sure it's not a hard chair, because if your ankle's on a hard chair, that ankle tension, that the ankle hurting on a hard surface, it's going to put some discomfort on the ankle, and that hip flexor is going to kind of be scared to stretch out, because the more stretched it is, the more harder that hard surface is going to be in your ankle. So it's not going to feel comfortable. Your hip is going to kind of freeze up. So just make sure it's on a nice soft cushion surface. And then all you do is you rotate your pelvis a little bit forward. A lot of people kind of go into the stretch, and you're mostly stretching your quadricep, not your hip flexor. So you be in a lunge position, one leg is caught on the couch, and you just lightly rotate your pelvis.
Wait, so that was two. We have the clam, we have the couch. So those are basically.
And then the third exercise would most likely be just looking at your posture. Make sure you go into the mirror. Notice if one shoulder is higher than the other. Notice if you have one leg higher than the other. And I would say the third really important exercise, look at the shoes that you wear. A lot of people wear sports shoes. Sports shoes have a higher heel. If you have a higher heel, you're going to tighten up your calves chronically. Tighten up your calves, because the shoes are meant for running. So running means that your calf is going to be really tight. And it's going to be really, because if you have a shoe with a higher heel, that calf is already locked in and tight, and it's ready to explode the moment that you start running. So that way it's not in a stretched position. It's already chronically tight, ready to explode forward. If you're wearing that shoe on a daily basis, your calf is going to be really tight. It's going to have a lot of issues with your ankle. And what we know is that if your ankles are not flexible, your hips will not move properly. So your hips they're going to overly be tight and stiff, because they're going to have to overwork themselves, since the ankles are not doing their proper job. So what we know is that the shoes that you wear connect to back pain. And you might kind of look at that when you see Scholl's, the shoe inserts and things like that, and their claims are knee pain, back pain relief, things like that. And if you want to notice if a shoe does help you, you may purchase an insole, try it out, see if you notice back pain relief. The only caveat is, if you use an insole, it's like having an arm sling. Even though you won't have no pain, because your arm is being taken care of, you're going to lose muscle, and the arm is going to start getting smaller and atrophy. So the moment that you take the sling off, the arm is going to be weak and not be able to do stuff. So those soles are good, but they're not going to let the muscle work properly, because it's giving a rest break. And so basically you're bedridden your muscle.
I muted the lawnmower is outside. Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because I've been using my insoles for years, and it's because, you were saying one side is, a little bit off balance, and I need that because, if I don't wear it, then I have a lot of pain. So like for me, I would really have to work on building muscle in that leg, or like.
So it's not muscle in the leg. For you, initially, it's finding exercises to get your natural arch of your foot back. And yes, it is possible to get the arch of your foot back naturally. It is possible.
Thank you. Okay, and the final, let's see, have another one. Oh yeah, I asked you if you have had any back pain or injury, or pain in the past. Just wanted to know if you can connect with some of my people.
Yeah, so as a freshman going to university, I recall I was always slouched, always had bad posture in college, and I always had back pain, shoulder pain from those instances. I remember I was playing tennis, or table tennis. And I remember, because I always had pain, it was kind of getting worse and worse and worse with back pain. And I remember one time as a freshman, and this was like high school up to college, I remember picking up a tennis ball. It was just a little light tennis ball. The moment I picked it up, I felt something explode in my low back, and I just fell down to the floor.
Wow.
And I couldn't get up. Like I think it took me like 30, 40 minutes until I can kind of regain my composure to get up. And I had to teach an exercise class that semester, and I kind of failed it because my back was just not with it at that time. So I think I remember all the students were doing their teaching the Zumba. I didn't want to teach Zumba, but I had to. And it was my turn, but I was on the floor, bedridden. So yeah, back pain is not, it's not good, and it can really get you upset. And then I used to be a professional wrestler for a year or so, just doing little indie shows here, jumping off the rope, doing all that. That was not good for my back as well. So these are things that started getting me into finding and correcting solutions for it. Because if I didn't find a solution for myself, then I'd just be stuck with what I have.
And you couldn't help anybody now. Okay, so that got you on the road, your journey. Oh,
Mhm.
that's interesting. Okay. Let's see, do I have another question? Yes, any information about the kind of food women diagnosed with DDD should eat? And this will be
So,
my last question.
as we know, DDD is a condition that causes pain and discomfort in the back. The disc have jelly-like substances around the rings, can have tight tissue damage, maybe the shape, the shock absorption of the cartilage may be lacking, as well as sometimes it can be very, very dehydrated. So what we do know is that nutrition is important. Now, initially, there is no actual like meal plan for reducing inflammation, but there are overall healthy habits that you can eat to reduce inflammation. I've noticed some people go vegan, and that really helps. But it's not that, for example, a vegan diet doesn't reduce inflammation. What it does is that it forces the person to get off of the foods that were causing the inflammation in the first place, if they were eating like that. But if they were eating kind of close to eating, for example, if they were eating clean eating, good vegetables, good fruits, a vegan diet wouldn't change anything.
Okay.
So what we know is if you have a clean eating habit, you're eating the right amount of protein, fruits, the rainbow fruits colors, any color of fruits, vegetables, all colors, have an open mind. What we know is that eating clean will reduce inflammation. Just eating a clean, healthy diet, trying to reduce weight as well, will reduce stress on the spine as well. So what we do know is if you eat clean, you're going to start losing weight, feeling better. That's going to reduce stress on your spine. So a lot of people, when they eat healthy, they notice back pain relief. A portion of it is weight loss, and also they help reduce inflammation by eating clean, eating at intervals throughout the day, letting your body actually use all the nutrients that it needs. And of course, protein, carbs, healthy fats will help your metabolism as well. So if you're eating fats, don't be scared. Like low fat, no fat foods.
Yeah.
There's a misconception. Trans fat is bad. Saturated fat, bad. Polysaturated, monosaturated fats are very healthy, very good. And these type of things can really help increase your metabolism. It can also help with testosterone or estrogen for women as well. And we notice that does help with the healthiness of your body and how it feels. So when I tell people, make sure that you're eating a colorful vegetable diet, colorful fruit diet, making sure that you eat protein, I would say to the amount of your body weight. You weigh 150 pounds, 150 grams of protein.
Oh, okay.
If you weigh, because that helps with maintenance. You can build muscle, but it will maintain. Now, of course, if you want to build muscle, you may eat more protein than that. But the goal is, they say 1.2 grams per pound of body weight. And just, it will support muscle strength. It will also support it's proven to work with a good fitness program. And using those together will have a unique unit that you're going to be using.
Okay, that was very helpful. I am so glad that you decided to do this interview with me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I will, get this out to my people, and I will put your link. It is, can you say what your website is? One-to-one?
Yes. So anybody that wants to look at my program or get some free information, I have a few different things. I have workout101stance.com/stance. You can also find me on my profile page, which is Lee Alexander Murcia. That's my profile page. I have all my business information on there in the link in my profile link as well.
On Facebook, correct?
Yes, on Facebook. So if you guys want to find me on my Facebook profile page, in my bio link, if you click on it, all my services, all my information, and free exercises, free services, free Facebook group with all the information, exercises, healthy habits, diet that you may need if you want to join. And according to Pain Fix Stance Society, if you want to join my Facebook group and get information about pain relief for other things than back pain, shoulder, if you have some knee discomfort, or if you have some neck pain, anything like that.
So a lot of resources, basically. You got a lot. Okay, thank you so much again. And this is for all my healthy back girl moms and viewers out there. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.